get us going again. We just got to loosen it up. Second thing we said, what are the object of the lending or the investment? Well, there are three great opportunities for America to create jobs. First, to get the small business sector going again, because that's where most of the jobs have been created for the last 30 years. Second, to bring manufacturing back to America. And third, to create new energy jobs by making America more energy independent, less dependent on the Middle East, with more jobs that will create a brighter future and avert the worst aspects of climate change. He has been lobbying and introduced legislation to do more for small business, and today the President is going to make a proposal and the Congress is going to have a chance to do something for small business between now and the election that will get this sector of our economy going again. You watch who votes how. When we get beyond the rhetoric, down to the meat of the coconut, just remember there are very few people in the entire Congress who have tried to do anything remotely as much for small business as your Congressman, McMahon. Now, here's the third thing, and this will astonish you. While the unemployment rate is high, we have had as many as 1,000 applicants for some jobs in America. You know, I was governor of Arkansas. I was down there the other day. We have 2 medical residencies yet unfilled in the university medical system. And because other states are in such terrible trouble and have had to cut back on residencies, the 2 we have are in very poor rural areas. Usually they're fairly hard to fill. We got 334 doctors applying for those 2 slots. So that's the story we all know. Here's one that will surprise you. When last month's unemployment figures came out, it was revealed that posted job openings, that is, employers announce a job, they'll hire you today. They are going up twice as fast as job hires. It has never happened in this kind of a recession before, not in my lifetime, not once. Why is that? Because we had so many people drop out of college, because we had so many people victimized by the cutbacks in job training programs. I am telling you, the Labor Department can give every congressional district and every state in this country a list of the posted job openings that are not being filled because people haven't been through the training to do it. We ought to give the businesses themselves the money or give it to the states and do the training. It would be the cheapest money we ever spent. It's 5 million jobs that can be done. Here's my question. Who's more likely to do this kind of stuff? A clear-headed, active, non-ideological, independent Democrat or an ideological Republican? I don't think it's a close question. The fourth thing we have to worry about is this deficit over the long run. But there is a bipartisan deficit reduction commission meeting in Washington that the President appointed and supported. That, interestingly enough, the Republicans said they were for it until he said, "I accept." Then they were against it. Until it became so embarrassing that they had to flip. We'll do something about that. But right now, interest rates are low. It's costing us less to pay our interest on the debt because we've got to get this economy going again. The most important thing is to create more jobs and help small business and bring back manufacturing in America. And I'm just telling you, I know who will do it. Practical people, most of them are Democrats. I'll just give you an example. You may find this hard to believe, but an American businessman just announced that he had bought 2 electric car companies in China and was moving all the manufacturing to America. And already made his first big fleet sale in Denmark. Who do you suppose that was? Terry McAuliffe, the former chairman of the Democratic National Committee. Not the Republicans who talk all the time about what they're going to do, but a practical person looking at the opportunities for America's future. Now, I just want to read you this. These are some of the choicest things I've picked up. You know, the great thing about having a wife who's Secretary of State and only comes home on the weekend is that here I'm home alone a lot, so I watch television for the first time in my adult life, practically. So there are two Republicans running for office, state office in Colorado, one of whom made a big issue of the fact that President Obama was going to banish Christmas at the White House, notwithstanding the fact that there was Christmas at the White House. Evidence doesn't matter to these people. The other one said he's running against the mayor of Denver for governor. He said the fact that Denver had so many bike paths so people could ride bicycles was part of the UN plot to get control of America's government. I couldn't make this up. This guy was nominated by the Republican Party. These are the kinds of people they want to put in. The governor of Arizona defended her immigration bill, which you could argue for or against, I guess, but her defense of it was she had to sign it because there were so many headless, dead, I suppose by definition, illegal immigrants lying in the desert in Arizona. And nobody's been able to find one, not one. So in the governor's debate last week, they asked her, Governor, what's the basis of your information? Her answer was, my opponent's a tax and spend liberal. So then the press said, now we want to ask you again. You asserted this, where's the information? She said, it was clear in the debate that my opponent's a tax and spend liberal. Give me a break, folks. And here's a great, this is one of my favorite ones. The U.S. Senate candidate from Alaska says that unemployment compensation is unconstitutional. People, if they lose their jobs, ought to be on their own, not only be out of work, but out of income. Then, many of them want to abolish Social Security and Medicare. Now, let me just give you an example. One of the biggest problems with healthcare costs is we spend 30 cents on the dollar in administrative work because of the insurance companies and what they do. Medicare's direct cost is 2%, Medicaid's about 4%. Their aggregate cost is less than half of what the insurance companies do. And it's driving up healthcare costs all over the country. Why am I saying this? Because remember, when you're in a hole, the first rule is to stop digging. If you vote for his opponent, and these other people that are running around the country get elected, when they are sworn into office, they will have one hand on the Bible, and in the other hand, they'll be holding the shovel so they can start digging again. And